Hello, everyone. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. So this is a wisdom month, but it's also the Christmas month. And when I sat to think about that and the fact that we're going to have a very, very lovely candlelight meditation in just a little while, what all of that meant. And I have so many friends. I'm looking at the back. That's so funny. I don't know how many of you guys have taken time to look at what's in the back of the church, but there are symbols for many, many different faith traditions all across the back, which is actually something that I've thought a lot about. And there's the I Ching. I don't know why I had never thought about the I Ching before being back there, but that's really cool. But it's actually been on my mind a lot, the fact that there's so many different traditions, so many. And we don't think about it as you know, because we each have our family unit, we each grow up a certain way, and that's what you do. That's what you do, that's where you go. And yet, we are in such an eclectic society that some people, you know, their traditions don't mesh with each other, and then there's the whole, well, now my family is extended to all these other people, and then you have your family of choice along with your family of blood. And what do you do with that when expectations are so stinking high for one particular couple weeks out of the year, no matter what, you know, what you're doing? And the only commonality I was coming up with was the idea of the light. So everywhere we go, and I love that it's going to be a light ceremony in just a little bit, because it totally fits everything that I was feeling. Because I do. I have friends from literally all over the planet right now, and to listen to some of what they're doing and what they're not doing, and it's fascinating. And yet they all had the light in common. Every single one of them, in some form, there was the light. That the idea that you are the light, and that is what, and if we take the song of Jesus being born, the recognition that when you were born, you received that same light. You are no different, absolutely no different, and that's incredible. I can remember being about 10 years old and trying to explain to a bunch of my non-Catholic friends, because I was raised Catholic, that you gave presents on Christmas because it was Jesus' birthday, and everybody has Jesus in them, so everybody gets a present. And I was 10. And I can actually, in the last week, I remembered hearing myself say that. And, you know, and how many of us get that realization at all? And to have just a little bit of it, that everybody has the light, and how do you see that in each other? And how do you bring that out? And that's really, no matter what faith background, I love that in the back, you're dealing with, what traditions you're dealing with, you're really dealing with the acknowledgement that you are all built from the light. And the Christ light shines from each and every one of you. So the Sermon on the Mount talks about the light of the world. So you are the light of the world, a city set on a hill that cannot be hid, nor do men light lamps and put it under a bushel, but on a stand, and it gives light to all the house. Let your light so shine before all men that they may see your good works and give glory to the Creator who is in heaven. So I know I've talked to a lot of people that are struggling with their own internal light. And I think it's because of the expectations of the season, you know, and how do we get past that in ourselves? And you know what? It wasn't probably until you guys all started walking through the door that I even remotely felt that for myself. So thank you. I know last week I shared with you the book, Spiritual Unfoldment. And if you would allow this to be your meditation today, I know it's a couple paragraphs long, but it seemed to really fit both, again, the wisdom and the idea of the light and Christmas. And it's right from the book Spiritual Unfoldment, the second book in the series. And in the beginning was the Word, and it was the vibration which caused the light. The light was the Son, the firstborn of the Father. Within the light is all life. And the light is divided into 7 rays. And on the 7 rays color within the light come the planetary angelic messengers to serve the human race. Endeavor as you look on any physical form to look into that form and see the Spirit. See it in the very roots of the trees, in the trunk and the branches and the leaves. See the white light rising as the sap rises. See this phenomenon taking place in the flowers and the bushes and the trees and all nature. Look always for the Spirit behind or within all form. Become totally enraptured with this God life in everything. Realize that in the air you breathe, in the water you drink and bathe in, see it in the sky, in the wind, in the air, see it in the fire. Cultivate this inner gift. Call it, if you like, imagination. But remember that imagination is the bridge which will take man across physical matter into the etheric and indeed into the celestial world. By using this gift, you can help yourselves and all mankind. It will create harmony in you and beauty in your lives, for you will have realms revealed to you of which you know nothing at the present. Learn, therefore, to step outside your personality or yourself as limiting and a confining thing. Get away from yourself and the limitations of the physical brain. Learn to slip away on the wings of imagery. You will find yourself free in this land of meditation, which is the real land of light. You will see behind the scenes of physical life, and in doing, learn the true meaning of brotherhood. You will learn that you cannot serve with all your heart and soul and mind without growing in Christ-likeness. You will know that you in no wise can separate yourself from the great ocean of life. You cannot harm your brother, whether of the vegetable, animal, or human kingdom, without being hurt yourself. We come back again to the simple teaching of Jesus, the sun and the light. Little children, love one another. Love one another. I pulled a message card for us before I came up here this morning. And I love this because it looks like the angel from the Nativity story, if you can see that. But the message is acceptance. And the acceptance that we see both ourselves and others through the eyes of these angels, through the eyes of light. It is so easy to just look at somebody and go, maybe I don't agree with you. Maybe I'm not matching up with you. Maybe I have to be in the same room with you because it's Christmas dinner and I feel like I have to because I was born under the same roof as you and all of that stuff that we go through. And yet, somewhere in there, not only is there a reflection for us, because everybody is our own mirror in some way. It's a mirror of something maybe we want to see or not want to see, but everybody's a mirror. And within that mirror is another spark, and it's the same divinity that brought you here, that brings them here as well. All searching, all learning, all going through the same journey of the same journey Christ did. So we recognize Christmas as the day Christ was born, and the biggest thing is because he lived it. He lived it in a way with no apologies, in a way that he's asking us to do the same. I did put a meta prayer at the bottom, but I'm going to ask you to take that with you for the next couple of weeks and work on that for yourself. And it's just a way to not only ask for ourselves, but then ask for others, and then ask for the world and the universe as a one. And it seems very fitting to go into a next new year recognizing that we want for ourselves, and then we want for everybody else. And we spread that light from an internal out. Just like, the old story with you put the pebble in the pond and it ripples out like crazy. So stories like that get repeated for a reason. You get repeated over and over until somebody starts getting it. And right now, and that's what a meta prayer is for me, is that pebble drop. Starting with yourself and then letting it go out. And allowing that this season of light help bring that out for you, to spark it in some way. And to know that, and if you'd watch later as Cindy walks us through this beautiful candle light meditation, how much light comes from just that one source. And the fact that there are many of you that were asked to come forward to help light that candle from the one. That it's just not one person up here, it's a group effort always. We're all in it together, all of it. So however you celebrate, make it a good one. Make it a happy one. And make it filled with light. Thank you.